Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan from Seaway Sports Lounge, and welcome to another episode of Leafs Timeout. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Leafs playing the Kings tonight. We're going to go over the game, of course, some injury news, and also the takeaways that I saw with the game. And of course, hope lots of little stories, lots of little extras going on with the team, and hopefully they ended up getting a victory out of it. So with that, let's just get right into it. First of all, injury news. Big news for the Leafs on defense. They ended up getting one of their major defenders back from injury. TJ Brodie is back in the lineup. He is playing tonight. He had an oblique muscle injury that kept him about 3 weeks out. TJ Brodie is probably one of the best signings that Dubas has done in his time in Toronto. This guy, he's quiet. You don't notice him too much, but you really notice his game. He is excellent in terms of defending. He takes away a lot of ice, and he just knows what he needs to do. Anyway, it's really good to see him back. Leafs are obviously ecstatic to have him. And you know what? It just bolsters that blue line that took such a beating over the last month. Really happy to see Brodie back. Now, obviously, there was some other news, but we'll go into that later with regarding one of their forwards with an injury. Brodie's back, and it's great. Now they played the Kings. Samsonov and Quick were the netminders for both teams. A couple side stories with the Leafs, of course. Mitch Marner having a great season as always. Had a bit of a slow start, but now he's really rolling. And now they're trying to see if he can extend his point streak to 21 games. We'll have to see how he did. Connor Timmins, he's playing his first game as a Maple Leaf. He came over in a trade about a week and a half ago from the Arizona Coyotes. So it's good to get him in to see if he what he can offer the team. And apparently a lot of high hopes for this guy. I mean, obviously, I don't believe he'll be a top four, but he definitely will round out the bottom three and give that depth they need, especially as the season wears on and hopefully into the playoffs. Good to see that. Now, first period summary. No goals. Both teams played pretty. Toronto basically just dominated them in the first period, right from the puck drop of the opening minute. It was really nice to watch. The great chances, lots of ozone time. They were dominant. LA, they were actually outshot 15-7. So Toronto had held the edge right from there, right to the end of the period. So it was really good to see that Toronto's offense is trying to get going and continue to go as it always has. But overall, period was no goals. Second period, though, a little different. Toronto had 4 goals scored. They scored 4 of them, and 3 of them were actually scored in under a minute and a half. Now, I haven't seen that too often lately, but man, that's fun to watch. The crowd gets up and it gets down, it gets up, it gets down. I mean, you're like, you don't expect that to happen, but in this team with the offensive talent they have, you hope to see it more often, and it was a real treat to watch. With those goals in that time frame, Engvall, Kampf, and Nylander got the goals. It's really nice to see that. And Marner, near the about the 13-minute mark of that period, he got another goal. So he did extend his point streak to 21 games. So hats off to Marner. He's just having a wonderful season now. There's all this little doubt and stuff that went on about the offense early in October, but obviously that's all behind them. And Marner's just rolling along right now. So it's really good to see and really fun to watch. So that put them up 4-0 by the end. And also the Maple Leafs did outshoot them again, almost by a 2-1 margin. So they were all over 30 shots after the second. Excellent period overall by the Leafs. Now, third period came along. They decided to do another defensive gem. I mean, this team is buying into, I was going to say this, the team is buying into this defense first as much as possible, and then the goals will come along as they do. I love this system. It's working out really well. This third period was just excellent. Now, what happened was in the third, Sean Dirtsey, former Maple Leaf, he ended up getting into a tussle with Pierre Engvall in the middle of the center ice. Anyway, I don't know what exactly happened. I just saw the tail end where he swung around, Engvall swung around, and his stick hit Dirtsey in the back of the head. Now, it didn't look super intentional for injury, but I mean, the ref was right there. He called it a 5-minute major, and Engvall was gone for the game. With Engvall gone, they had a 5-minute power play. Now, Toronto looked really good on the PK. Their penalty killing has been superb over the last number of games. It continued into this game. It ended up that LA put one behind Samsonov, but because the play was right in front of Toronto's bench, they noticed right away within a second or two that LA was offside. So they called a challenge on it, and they won the challenge. Overall, just a great third period. They did what they had to do to win the game again. And then afterwards, Matthews scored his 14th goal of the year, right probably about 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. Anyway, he put them up 5-0, and Toronto won 5-0. So hats off to the Leafs. Excellent, excellent game again. Now, the takeaways from the game itself, the injury I was about to tell you earlier was Nick Robertson. Unfortunately, it looks like he was injured in this game. Probably his shoulders, what they're guessing. They're waiting to see what the damage is and the time missed. I feel bad for Robertson. This guy, I really had hopes that he would be a fixture on the Leafs top 6 this year, or top 9 anyway. He's been in and out of the lineup. He's had injuries in the past. He just can't seem to get rolling right now. And I mean, there's lots of time. It could happen a little later. There's lots of season too, but we'll have to see how long he's out for. But as I said earlier, the Leafs played another amazing game. They just are buying into this defense first system that they've put in. They are playing for this coach. I mean, we all saw what happened in October, and a lot of people, including myself, thought that Sheldon Keefe might be fired. Clearly, that was mistaken. So that's clearly not going to happen now. He has got them rolling. They are playing some amazing, great defensive first hockey. It's and the goals are again, like I said in the last video, they're scoring over 4 to 5 goals a game now. Again, like they were in the past. And the big moment, another news that happened in this game was that Samsonov had a shutout, and this is their first back-to-back shutout with these two goalies that they acquired during the offseason. And their goalies right now, aside Marner's point streak and the core four doing their job, are by far the number one storyline in Toronto. This was supposed to be their Achilles heel. It could still be, but I don't think so. I think these guys are showing their worth. I mean, like I said in the past, never understood why Samsonov was let go. Why they couldn't get going in Washington anyway. They just felt that he wasn't the one they wanted anyway. Toronto has him, and it's to Toronto's benefit. He's playing exceptionally good hockey. Murray is looking like the Murray of old. I mean, obviously, injuries can still play a factor without a question. But for the moment, he is playing also superb hockey. So the weak point of Toronto's game that came into the season is actually one of their strengths now. And we all should enjoy it. I know I'm certainly enjoying it. It's a nice relief and a great luxury to have two goalies. And let's not forget about Eric Shelgren. Now, Eric Shelgren had stepped into the role when both guys went down, and he helped them stabilize the net. And, hats off to him for what he did. And he definitely will be a factor later on, I think, in terms of just in case there's another injury, or just he will be a good depth piece. Now he's in the Marlies again, which is good because he can play the games he needs to continue to develop. But overall, their goaltending is phenomenal right now, and let's sit back and enjoy this moment. So I think that's it for the video. I think we'll stop it here. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, thanks for all the support. Leafs are just looking really good right now. They are now, according to what I saw, 17-5-6 5, I believe, is their record. They are 3 points behind Boston now in terms of overall in the Eastern Conference. So they're there. They're right alongside with the Bruins and the Devils now. So just excellent. Their goal differential's going up. They're playing much better defensively. Like I said, just overall excellent hockey right now in Leafs Nation. So as I said, thanks very much for watching. If you want to find out more about what we're doing with our videos, please hit like and subscribe. Also, please hit the notification bell on the right if you want to find out more about when we post. And with that, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good night.